learn about the table of contents today? Well, the table of contents is a page that's found at the beginning of a nonfiction book that tells us what information is going to be in that book and where we can find that information, like what page that information is going to be on. So you might ask yourself, why would the author include a table of contents? Well, the reason why the author includes a table of contents is to help the reader more easily find the information that's in a book. All right. I'm going to show you an example of a table of contents in a science book that I have, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Okay. This book is all about science. Science is the topic. All of the things written in this table of contents are the headings, all right? Here it says contents. That's how we know this is our table of contents page. It's okay that it doesn't say table of contents. Some pages just say contents. All right. So here we can see all of the headings that are about science. Next to the headings, we see some numbers. Do you know what those numbers are for? You guessed it. Those are our page numbers. Just like we mentioned earlier, these page numbers help our reader. So when they're going into a book, if they want to find specific information about just one of these topics, they can go in and figure out what page it's on and more easily find that information. So let's say I opened this book all about science and I wanted to learn about heat. I might say, okay, I'm looking at my table of contents. I can see that if I want to read more about heat, that's on page 8. So then I can flip through my book, find page 8, and here's all my information about heat, which is the heading of that page. Let's go back to our table of contents. What if I was looking at the table of contents and this time I wanted to read all about magnets? Well, I'd go across and see that magnets can be found on page 12. So then I might flip through my book until I find page 12. Oh, and at the heading, I can see the word magnets. So this section and this page is all about magnets. So today, you're going to be adding your very own table of contents for your All About book. All right, friends. So what your table of contents page is going to look like today is just like this. It says table of contents at the top. Then we have some lines and some page numbers. What you're going to put on each of these lines are the headings that are at the top of your page. Because remember, last week, we turned all of our notes into book pages. Each of our book pages has our heading written at the top. We have our notes turned into sentences, and we have a page number at the bottom. You all checked that last week in your writing checklist. So today, you're going to take your table of contents, and you're going to go through each page one by one in order, because you want your table of contents to be in the correct order. You're going to write your headings on each line. So this was my first page of my book, my first information page, where I talked all about where to get ice cream. This was page 1. So the first item on my table of contents is where to get ice cream, page 1. The second page of my book was all about the toppings of ice cream. So on my table of contents, I wrote toppings. This was my page 2, so I wrote page 2. Then my third page of my All About Ice Cream book was all about flavors of ice cream. This was page 3. So the third item on my table of contents says flavors and page 3. And you guessed it. The last page, page 4, was all about the different ways that you can eat ice cream. So the last item on my table of contents says ways to eat ice cream, page 4. There's an extra line down here, friends. If you had 5 writing pages, or maybe you had more than 5 writing pages, I wanted to give you some space to add that page or those pages in your table of contents. Also, you don't need to print this page, friends. You can use a piece of loose leaf, you can use a piece of construction paper, whatever you would like to make some lines and write the page numbers. So these lines, friends, are going to show your headings, and these are going to have the page numbers, just like the page number that you wrote at the bottom of your writing page. Okay, so this is your job for today. Once you're done, you're going to take a picture of your table of contents and share it with your teachers on Google Classroom. Can't wait to see them, friends. Good luck.